Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Fabrizio Romano here as always to keep you posted on the transfer market. Many updates every day here on the channel. Remember to stay tuned because many things are happening. We have plenty of things to say here, always to explain you absolutely everything on the market. And now let's jump into it together because the market is moving, news are coming, things are happening, and we have to go for it together. And let me start today, guys, with a big breaking news because we have a breakthrough in the situation of Diomande, one of the best talents in the world, one of the most wanted players in the world, wanted in the January window by Tottenham and Manchester United, not available, wanted in the summer transfer window by Bayern, by Paris Saint-Germain, by Liverpool, by several clubs. Now we have the decision made by Diomande together with his agency Rock Nation. They have decided for the club the player wants to pick for his future. And the club picked by Diomande, who is now at the World Cup with Ivory Coast, is Paris Saint-Germain. There is a clear decision made by the player. Diomande wants to go to PSG. Why PSG? Because he says it's the team of his father, because he would love to live in Paris, because the project is considered super ambitious, because the temptation to get winning Champions League titles is something that is really tempting him, because he believes at Paris Saint-Germain there could be many trophies to win in general in the future, and because of the coach Luis Enrique, very attractive to Diomande as a genius in football. And so all these factors together put Diomande in a clear position. He wants to go to Paris Saint-Germain. There is an agreement already done on contract terms between PSG and Diomande. Agreement done, verbal agreement at the moment, but it's done. Paris Saint-Germain have agreed a 5-year contract with Diomande, important salary. Liverpool tried in every way to get the player before other clubs could enter into the deal. I told you the timing will be important. Liverpool had a bid rejected, 90 million euros plus 10 from Red Bull Leipzig a few days ago. They were planning to return with a new proposal, but the player told them, I want to go to Paris Saint-Germain. Now it's on PSG and Red Bull Leipzig to try reach an agreement. What I can add to this story, guys, is that Paris Saint-Germain are in excellent relationship with Red Bull Leipzig, between Nasser Al-Khelaifi, Luis Campos, Oliver Minslav, all the people involved in this deal is an excellent relationship. What's important to mention today, really important to mention today, is also about the price of the player, because Red Bull Leipzig have made very clear to Paris Saint-Germain and to the agents of the player that they will not let Diomande leave this summer unless it's a very big amount. So 100 million euros will not be enough. Should be really crazy big money to get Diomande immediately, or Red Bull Leipzig will offer Paris Saint-Germain the possibility to sign the player in summer 2027. So the idea from Red Bull Leipzig is pay way more than 100 million euros this summer, not 100 million euros will not be enough to get Diomande immediately, or let's do a deal now for summer 2027. This is what Leipzig are also suggesting to Paris Saint-Germain. So now the negotiation club to club will start, but the player made his decision and he wants to go to Paris Saint-Germain. It's a big story for a big player, one of the best wingers in terms of talent in the world, and a very interesting situation to follow. What does it mean for the market, guys? It means, for example, for Liverpool, that they will not go for Diomande in terms of signing a player they really wanted. Then, never say never in the market. Let's see if Liverpool will try to return into the story, but the player has been quite clear in his decision to go to Paris Saint-Germain. Liverpool wanted Diomande. Liverpool had the feeling at some point they could convince the player in terms of project, in terms of money, in terms of salary. But then the new approach made by Paris Saint-Germain was convincing for Diomande. Liverpool wanted to send a new bid, but obviously Liverpool will not bid again unless the player changes mind. So this is the scenario for Liverpool at the moment. Remember what I always told you about Liverpool and wingers in my videos. I told you several times, don't forget the name of Bradley Barcola. Don't forget that Barcola is a player that Liverpool wanted in summer 2025 and remains on Liverpool list for summer 2026. And that remains my position. Barcola remains a name for Liverpool. Then, Paris Saint-Germain are yet to give the green light to his exit for this summer, But in all my videos, I told you many times, there is movement around Bradley Barcola. I know in France many sources are saying he's not leaving PSG. My information is that the situation of Barcola remains still open. So there is still a possibility for Barcola to leave Paris Saint-Germain this summer. Now, Paris Saint-Germain priority exits are Gonzalo Ramos, going to AC Milan, done, 74 million euros plus add-ons. Kang-Jin Lee, he's going to Atletico Madrid, is not done yet, but the deal is advanced, done on player side, in conversations Atletico Paris Saint-Germain. So Atleti are going well, strong on Kang-Jin Lee. And then, remember what I always told you about also Bradley Barcola. Because if Liverpool goes strong, there is still a possibility to see movement around Bradley Barcola, especially with this young Diomande story going direction Paris Saint-Germain. There is a video I did here, I think it was May, where I told you exactly this. For Diomande, Liverpool, PSG, don't forget Barcola, because it could be Barcola, Liverpool, Diomande, PSG. And now, after a few weeks, we are going in that direction. But again, it depends if PSG give the green light to the exit of Barcola this summer or not. But there is movement around the player since long time. Then, important to say, one more sale for Paris Saint-Germain, and that's important to understand the PSG strategy, will be also Randal Kolo Muani. Kolo Muani has an agreement with Juventus on personal terms, done, and Kolo Muani could also be one more sale for PSG to go for Yan Diomande, for PSG to go for Magnus Akliush. Don't forget Akliush, because he's a player they want to sign, and they are leading the race. Exclusive news from yesterday. I can stand by my information. They want Akliush, and it's separate from Yan Diomande. And then, important to mention, Akliush, Diomande, and also a centre-back. Paris Saint-Germain are secretly working on a new centre-back. So it's not just about signings up front. Paris Saint-Germain want to add a centre-back to their squad in this summer transfer window. And that's going to be a very important one to follow, because PSG want to do many things. Ramos out, Kang-Jin Lee out, Randal Kolo Muani out, Barcola depends on Liverpool, Diomande in, Akliush is a player they want to sign and in conversations. Also, let me clarify something, just quickly, as we started with an Ivorian player like Yan Diomande, we also had some rumors from Italy about Amad Diallo, maybe he can go to Milan, the link with Ruben Amorim. Let me clarify one thing. Man United have been clear with Amad Diallo. Amad is not for sale this summer. Manchester United will not let Amad Diallo leave the club in the summer transfer window. So if you see links about Amad, English clubs, Milan and more, Man United want to continue with him. Michael Carrick has confirmed his decision to the club, and so the direction is very clear. Amad Diallo expected to stay at Manchester United. But guys, many news, many movements, Liverpool, PSG, and a lot of more things. So guys, let me know your opinion about all these stories here in the comments. Remember to like this video, turn on the notification bell, subscribe to the channel, and see you soon here every single day with Fabrizio. So guys, it's important, notification bell, and here always with the updates. Ciao.